Good evening, everyone. We've got 2 people signed in and ready to go. Thank you very much for being on time. Up 23 now. Still in 6 o'clock time, right on time. Whoever just showed up. Anyway, a lot of stuff to go over tonight. Thank you very much. And I'd like to start the class off by asking if anybody has any questions, anything that they need to know right off the bat. We will be going over a review of the nervous system tonight. Hopefully you enjoy the nervous system on Sunday, and so we'll be reviewing that. There was a lot of information thrown out there. We also have, probably in the order of what I'm going to be doing it, some structure. We just have a scapula, humerus, radius, ulna, and hand. So the arm bones and the scapula go over. We are going to have tests on Sunday. Yes, the test. So that's what, and then the last thing I'm going to be doing is reviewing for the midterm, the questions on the midterm, and we'll be going over most, if not all, of those questions tonight. Well, I don't even remember, honestly, if I do a review of structure on last Wednesday, right? So you got all those notes and strengthened all your writing muscles for tonight. So there's that much more, and then some for tonight as far as review. So if you take plenty of notes, you'll know what you need to know for Sunday. All right. So we are going to go over the whole review for Sunday. You know what? Let me look real quick at what I'm going to go over and see if there is. I think I can, which you should know already. Like I say, oh yeah, I will be going over. Okay, so tonight is going to be different. I can see. Oh, I cannot see. Oh, I forgot to turn my camera on. Thank you for reminding me. Sure, I'll turn my camera on if I can hear my webcam. There I am. Oh, kind of low. Okay. So, see if I can position it without it falling down. It doesn't want to stay in this camera yet. Nope. Okay. Well, I'm either low or high. So I think I'd rather be high at this point. I don't know, maybe in more ways than one, but you know, anyway, I'll be high with you in class. So yeah, as I like to say in my circulatory, or I said in my circulatory class, pregnant with enthusiasm. So there you go. Good evening. Thank you for checking in. I appreciate it. And we still, we're pretty good. Still got a few people checking in. So just to get us started, I have like 3 crash course videos that I could show you. I think I'm going to start you off with the first one, just as people are checking in. If you can't hear or see the video, I'll copy the link and pass it on to you so you can maybe bring it up. You know, as we're watching it, you can kind of go over it anyway. So I'll get that if needed. Anyway, I'm going to show the first one right now, if nobody has any other questions. All right, let's see. Nervous system, part 1, crash course. Here we go.
This morning was a typical morning for me. I woke up thinking about that dream that I keep having about the guy in the sloth suit, and then I got dressed because I was cold, and then I made some toast with butter because I was hungry, and then I let the dog out because she was whining and staring at me, and then I made some tea, but I let it cool off before I drank it because it burned my mouth yesterday. In addition to being just part of my morning ritual, all of these actions are examples of what my nervous system does for me. The weirdo dream, the sensation of cold air and hot tea, deciding what to put on the toast, going to the door, the sound of the dog, all of that was processed and executed by electrical and chemical signals to and from nerve cells. You can't oversell the importance of the nervous system. It controls all the things. All your organs, all your physiological and psychological reactions, even your body's other major controlling force, the endocrine system, bows down before the nervous system. There is no you without it. There's no me without it. There's no dogs without it. There's no animals. There's no things, there's things. It's important. That's why we're dedicating the next several episodes to the fundamentals of the nervous system, its anatomy and organization, how it communicates, and what happens when it gets damaged. This is Mission Control, people. Even though pretty much all animals, except super simple ones like sponges, have a nervous system, ours is probably the most distinctive feature of our species. From writing novels to debating time travel to juggling knives, all of your thoughts and actions and emotions can be boiled down into 3 principal functions: sensory input, integration, and motor output. Imagine a spider walking onto your bare knee. The sensory receptors on your skin detect those 8 little legs. That information is your sensory input. From there, your nervous system processes that input and decides what should be done about it. That's called integration. Like, should I be all zen about it and just let it walk over me? Or should I not be zen and freak out and run around screaming, "Spider!" Your hand lashing out to remove the spider and maybe your accompanying banshee scream is the motor output, the response that occurs when your nervous system activates certain parts of your body. As you can imagine, it takes a highly integrated system to detect, process, and act on data like this all the time. And when we talk about the nervous system, we're really talking about several levels of organization, starting with 2 main parts, the central and peripheral nervous systems. The central nervous system is your brain and spinal cord, the main control center. It's what decided to remove the spider and gave the order to your hand. Your peripheral nervous system is composed of all the nerves that branch off from the brain and spine that allow your central nervous system to communicate with the rest of your body. And since its job is communication, your peripheral system is set up to work in both directions. The sensory, or afferent division, is what picks up sensory stimuli, like, hey, there's an arachnid on you, and slings that information to the brain. Your motor, or efferent division, is the part that sends directions from your brain to the muscles and glands, like, hey, hand part, how about you do something about that spider? The motor division also includes the somatic, or voluntary nervous system that rules your skeletal muscle movement, and the autonomic, or involuntary nervous system that keeps your heart beating and your lungs breathing and your stomach churning. And finally, that autonomic system too has its own complementary forces. Its sympathetic division mobilizes the body into action and gets it all fired up like, ah, spider! While the parasympathetic division relaxes the body and talks it down, like it wasn't a black widow or anything, you're fine, breathe. So that's the organization of your nervous system in a nutshell. But no matter what part you're talking about, they're all made up of mainly nervous tissue, which you'll remember is densely packed with cells. Maybe less than 20% of that tissue consists of extracellular space. Everything else, cells. The type of cells you most likely heard of are the neurons, or nerve cells, which respond to stimuli and transmit signals. These cells get all the publicity. They're the ones we're always thanking every time we ace an exam or think up a snappy comeback to an argument. But these wise guys really account for just a small part of your nervous tissue because they are surrounded and protected by gaggles of neuroglia, or glial cells. Once considered just the scaffolding or glue that held neurons together, we now know that our different glial cell types serve many other important functions, and they make up about half of the mass of your brain, outnumbering their neuron colleagues by about 10 to 1. Star-shaped astrocytes are found in your central nervous system and are your most abundant and versatile glial cells. They anchor neurons to their blood supply and govern the exchange of materials between neurons and capillaries. Also in your central nervous system are your protective microglial cells. They're smaller and kind of thorny looking and act as the main source of immune defense against invading microorganisms in the brain and spinal cord. Your ependymal cells line cavities in your brain and spinal cord and create, secrete, and circulate cerebrospinal fluid that fills those cavities and cushions those organs. And finally, your central nervous system's oligodendrocytes wrap around neurons, producing an insulating barrier called the myelin sheath. Now, over in your peripheral nervous system, there are just two kinds of glial cells. Satellite cells do mainly in the peripheral system what astrocyte cells do in the central system. They surround and support neuron cell bodies, while Schwann cells are similar to your oligodendrocytes in that they wrap around axons and make that insulating myelin sheath. So don't sell your glial cells short. They're in the majority cell-wise, but of course when it comes to passing tests and winning arguments, most of the heavy lifting is done by the neurons. And they're not all the same. They're actually highly specialized, coming in all shapes and sizes, from tiny ones in your brain to the ones that run the entire length of your leg. But they do all share three super cool things in common. Number one, they're some of the longest lived cells in your body. There's a lot of debate right now about whether you're actually born with all the neurons you'll ever have, but some research suggests that at least in your brain's cerebral cortex, your neurons will live as long as you do. Cool fact number two, they are irreplaceable. It's a good thing that they have such longevity because your neurons aren't like your constantly renewing skin cells. Most neurons are amitotic, so once they take on their given roles in the nervous system, they lose their ability to divide. So take care of them. And number three, they have huge appetites. Like a soccer-playing teenager, neurons have a crazy high metabolic rate. They need a steady and abundant supply of glucose and oxygen, and about 25% of the calories that you take in every day are consumed by your brain's activity. Along with all these wonderful qualities, your neurons also share the same basic structure. The soma, or cell body, is the neuron's life support. It's got all the normal cell goodies like a nucleus, DNA, mitochondria, ribosomes, cytoplasm. The bushy branch-like things projecting out from the soma are dendrites. They're the listeners. They pick up messages, news, gossip from other cells and convey that information to the cell body. The neuron's axon, meanwhile, is like the talker. This long extension or fiber can be super short or run a full meter from your spine down to your ankle. We've got a few different axon layouts in our body, but in the most abundant type of neuron, the axons transmit electrical impulses away from the cell body to other cells. For us students of biology, it's a good thing that nerve cells aren't all identical because their differences in structure are one of the ways that we tell them apart and classify them. The main feature we look at is how many processes extend out from the cell body. A process, in this case, being a projecting part of an organic structure. 99% of all your neurons are multipolar neurons with 3 or more processes sticking out from the soma, including one axon and a bunch of dendrites. Bipolar neurons have 2 processes, an axon and a single dendrite, extending from opposite sides of the cell body. They're pretty rare, found only in a few special sensory places like the retina of your eye. Unipolar neurons, on the other hand, have just one process and are found mostly in your sensory receptors. So if you ever find yourself probing around someone's nervous tissue, remember these 3 terms to help you figure out what you're looking at. But because we're talking about physiology here as well as anatomy, we have to classify these cells in terms of their function, and that basically comes down to which way an impulse travels through a neuron in relation to the brain and spine. Our sensory, or afferent neurons, pick up messages and transmit impulses from sensory receptors in, say, the skin or internal organs, and send them toward the central nervous system. Most sensory neurons are unipolar. Motor, or efferent neurons, do the opposite. They're mostly multipolar and transmit impulses away from the central nervous system and out to your body's muscles and glands. And then there are interneurons, or association neurons, which live in the central nervous system and transmit impulses between those sensory and motor neurons. Interneurons are the most abundant of your body's neurons and are mostly multipolar. Okay, it's applied knowledge time. Let's review everything we've learned so far in terms of that spider on your knee. Those 8 creeping legs first activate your unipolar sensory neurons in the skin on your knee when they sense something crawling on you. The signal travels up an axon wrapped in Schwann cells and into your spinal cord, where it gets passed on to several multipolar interneurons. Now, some of those interneurons might send a signal straight down a bunch of multipolar neurons to your quadriceps muscle on your thigh, triggering you to kick your leg out before you even know what's going on. Other interneurons will pass that signal to neurons that carry it up your spinal cord to your brain. That's where your body first recognizes that thing as a spider, and the connections between neurons interpret and split the signal so that you can either scream and start swinging your arms wildly about, or remain calm and with dignity remove the spider from your person. It's all based on the connections between neurons, which brings me to a whole new question. How? How in the name of Jean-Martin Charcot do nerve cells use chemistry and electricity to communicate with each other? It's one of the most stupefyingly awesome and complicated aspects of your nervous system and basically of all life, and it is what we will cover in our next lesson. Today, you learned how sensory input, integration, and motor output of your nervous system basically rules your world. We talked about how the central and peripheral systems are organized and what they do, and looked at the role of different glial cells in nervous tissue function. We also looked at the role, anatomy, and function of neuron types in the body, both structurally and functionally, and how everything plays out when you find a spider crawling on your skin. Thank you for watching, especially to all of our subbable subscribers who make Crash Course possible for themselves.
You can't quite get the credits before I cut them off at the very end. That's my cue to turn it off. So anyway, no problem. Thank you. That's why I played the video, because I see a couple of people just checking in now. So good timing. All right. Very good. All right. So that gave us some information, which some of it we will go over now, and we'll go over all the stuff I'm going to go over in reviewing the nerves, and then if we have time, we'll play the second and third video, which he kind of alluded to earlier. And no problem, Nicole. Thank you for checking in, and everybody else that did also. Yeah, somebody said that they're with their computer for the first time, and like I say, I was in the iPad on Sunday, and it is totally a different animal than the computer. But either way, just as long as you're here and you're hopefully getting all the information, all right? So let's go ahead and start this wonderful review that I've been alluding to. First question, what is another name for a nerve cell? One word, another name for a word cell. Good. Cynthia, Carolyn, and Rachel, first three to check in. Matthew, Teresa, Raquel, nice. Eric, not the word I'm looking for specifically, but everybody else got it. Good, very nice. Samantha, once again, nope, not quite what I'm looking for. Anybody else? We got about roughly half the class that has said something. Everybody else needs to wake up a little bit, or I don't know. Eric, I see your hand is up in the attendee panel. I'm not sure why. I guess I can. It's too hot to think. Well, the sun should be kind of coming down and getting a little bit cooler. Anyway, lower attendee panel. Try that. All right. Good. That's okay. This okay. Carlos just asked if this is the review for the test. So there will be special notes that I will be giving in this review that will be pertaining to the final review. But no, I will be doing a review, and there will be special notes in there also, only because I couldn't figure out how to word them correctly as far as the review goes. But for the most part in the review, I'm just telling you what you need to know. All right. C word hippo. I don't know what that means. Okay. Oh, good. Carlos said okay, so we understand. Very good. All right. What we're looking for, I think we've got the majority now of people. Nancy, are you with us? You don't want to say anything? Who else? Nicole, Elaine answered. She's on twice. Cecilia, Alexis, Sasha, Ruby, Huang, Tiffany. Yes, but what is another name for a word cell is what I'm looking for, Nancy. Okay. Oh, good. I got a couple of people extra to answer. It's all right, Nancy. I'm going to give it to you right now anyway. It is neuron. So most people did say neuron, and unless you were too hot to think about it, and that must have been Nancy's face too. So. Yeah, good job. All right. So that neuron, that nerve cell, okay, what are the three parts of it? The guy went over it in the crash course video also, and you probably, hopefully, have it in your notes. So the test questions will be labeled. The special notes, I would, like I say, they pertain to the midterm and always have, as I've kind of alluded, as I've kind of indicated throughout each class. So. Good. Nice. Bunch of people are answering. Some of them got partials. Ooh, Ruby, you added an extra, or you put one in there that doesn't quite fit in that. Who else? Let's see. Let me look. Nice. I appreciate you guys answering. Oh, Rachel, did you add to it? Oh, you did. Okay. You fixed your answer. I see. Good. All right. Nice. All right. I think, yeah, that's, I like to say, I appreciate everybody answering, participating in my little exercise here. So the three parts are axon, dendrite, and then some people just said body, but yeah, cell body, I guess, would be really official. I knew what you were talking about, though. So, yeah, good deal. All right, and you can see the covering around here, and we're talking specifically, here's the first special note of the night. The myelin sheath allows smooth and uninterrupted nerve impulses. Hey, 2 out of 3 ain't bad, Joanna. Nice. Make sure you take a note of this and know that the myelin sheath allows, wait, what, Carlos? Wait, because you're writing it down, I assume? No problem, no problem. Tasty beverage. Gives me a chance to drink my tasty beverage. Oh, we've got 2 special notes right in a row. So hopefully you have enough ink in your pen for all the writing you're going to do tonight. Have a backup. All right, I'm going to go to the next one. Let me know if you need more time. I'll come back to it. Oops, clicked on the wrong thing. Two main divisions of nervous system, central and peripheral, okay? There are two main divisions of the nervous system. Central and peripheral. Denise spent quite a bit of time talking about each one of these. All right. So, of the central nervous system, what does that consist of? What is included? Nice. Matthew got it right off the bat. Alexandra, Cynthia, Samantha, Rachel, Eric, Gabby, and down on line. Everybody's got it. Well, exception of maybe a typo or two. Type too fast. Oh, you fixed your typo. I see. Very good. Okay. Who hasn't answered? Not quite, Nancy. But thank you so much for trying. I appreciate it. You get an A for effort. Who else hasn't chimed in yet? Oh, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Okay, no problem. Yeah, I've tried to make the type kind of bold here. Anyway. All right. Anybody else? Carlos? Huh? Anything? That's a good guess, Miriam. Not quite. What we're looking for, thank you very much, everybody, for answering that did. Brain and spinal cord, the central nervous system. Some of you are going, of course. So central nervous system, look at that. Oops, I was going to draw the central nervous system. Okay, let's change it. So right down the center, that's how I think about it. It is right in the center. You got the brain and the spinal cord. All makes sense, I'm sure. All right. So I don't know if the guy from Crash Course, he was talking about function, but what are the three main functions of the central nervous system? We're going a little bit deeper. Wasn't thinking quite that way, Matthew. Very good, Santali. Good, Naomi. Gotta change, move over so I can see more of what you guys wrote. There we go. Good, Nicole. One more thing. We're looking for one more thing. So three things. Three things. So if I'm looking for a response, know that if you don't know what is a proper response, if you don't know, just say I don't know. IDK is fine. There you go. Somebody said I don't know, and that's okay. That's okay. Good. That's why we're reviewing, right? So you can, it all sinks in. Very good. I like it. Nice, Nancy. All right. So the three functions of the central nervous system here are receive impulses from the PNS or peripheral nervous system, interpret that impulse, okay, and sends out a response. Those are the three main functions. Yes, the nervous system is in the midterm. And I don't know if it's because it's one of Denise's favorites, but yeah, it's a good chunk of the midterm. A lot of questions. I had it broken down as far as how many, but well, we'll be going over it tonight. All right. Hopefully you have this information, or it kind of made sense to you anyway. The next question, what are the two main functions of the peripheral nervous system? Okay, we talked about the nervous system, the central nervous system, now the peripheral nervous system. What are its functions? Excellent. Good, Samantha, Santoli. Oh, you did it in two parts, Alexandra. Good, I like it. Mm-hmm. The life of Brian. Yeah. Good, Rachel. Nice. Teresa. Nice. Yes. Yeah, there's two words related to sending and receiving. A lot of you put send and receive. That's fine. The two words that I'm looking for is it sends afferent messages and then receives efferent messages from the brain to go to the muscles, glands, and organs, right? Auto say again, please. So yeah, so sends and receives, the sending afferent messages to the brain from outside environment, okay? So the peripheral nervous system senses that it's cold. It says, it's cold out there, and sends that information to the brain, okay? It also receives efferent messages from the brain and spinal cord to say, move your body, warm yourself up then, you know? Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Okay, good. Clear all comments. Good job, everybody. Thank you. All right. What are the two parts of the autonomic nervous system? Oh, I'm sorry. While you're writing what the two parts of the autonomic nervous system are, I'm going to go back real quick. There's a lot of information there. So what are the two? Nice job, Carolyn. First answer. Excellent. Alexandra, Nina, Cynthia, Gabby. Yeah. Rachel, I'm looking for a different answer. Autonomic nervous system. Same thing, Crystal. Nice job, Nancy. You got it. There you go, Rachel. Good. Good job, Kenna. Miriam. Good job, Ruby. Different words, but that works. Okay, Raquel. Oh, I'm sorry. The question is, are you good, Carlos? You got it? Okay. Two parts of the autonomic nervous system. Okay. So if you didn't get this, different way of putting it, I don't know if Denise framed it exactly in this question. I feel like my videos were anyway. We're looking for parasympathetic and sympathetic. Most of you got it. Very good. Two parts of the autonomic nervous system. So this is kind of a cool little chart here showing what each of them do. The eyes dilate, all right? Stimulates salivation. That's the part of the slutty that Denise was talking about, where it inhibits it in the salivary glands. Accelerates heartbeat for sympathetic, slows heartbeat. Yeah, it's a good chart. Take a screenshot if you like. I just pulled it off the internet, but kind of cool. So yeah, once again, the sympathetic relaxes the bladder and just empties it out, whereas parasympathetic contracts. The question is at the top, the two main parts of the autonomic nervous system. Okay. You got it? Good. Oh, we're not too far away from the poll questions. Good. Nice. You are welcome. All right. Good deal. Okay. The next question, fill in the blank. A reflex is when the central nervous system receives a stimulus, then sends out a response without what? As long as you give me the idea, exact words are not required, but yeah, good. I like it, Rachel. Nice, good, Gabby. Samantha, Carolyn, exactly what I'm going to show you in the next slide. Kind of, Natalie, not quite, not exactly what I'm looking for, but you get the idea. Yeah, good job, Isaac. Ah, good job, Gabby. Did you go back and check your notes and see that, or? Nice. So it was in your notes, Denise kind of used this term. All right. Not quite as many people responded to this one. Maybe they're still thinking or trying to figure it out. Good, Cynthia. That's what we're looking for. And that's okay. All right. So the answer, fill in the blank, a reflex when the central nervous system receives the stimulus, then sends out a response without. We're looking for something on the lines of conscious thought. Okay. So you can see the receptor kind of touches the candle, ouch, right? It goes up, afferent sensory neuron goes to the spinal cord, doesn't need conscious thought, it just reacts. All right. Okay. Before we go to poll questions, that's enough. You've got a 50-50 chance for the next couple of questions. The first one, these are all true or false. So I really want you to answer and just guess. So true or false? True or false? The sympathetic nervous system is usually known for bringing organ functioning to a resting state. True or false? Sympathetic, bringing it to a resting state. Is that true or false? Think about what sympathetic is. Okay. Correct. Yes. All right. So that would be true or false. So we're looking for false. Those of you who answered true, remember sympathetic is the fight or flight, not a resting state. The physiology of stress here, okay? Sympathetic nervous system. With a skeleton going, ah! Okay. Good, not anywhere close to 9 o'clock either, even. All right, next, true or false? Kind of one of my favorite true or false here. True or false? The fight or flight response is usually started by a fearful situation. Good, everybody got 100% so far. Nice job. Oh, almost 100%. So usually started by a fearful situation. That is something that would definitely bring on the sympathetic nervous system, or could. Doesn't necessarily have to be a fearful thing, but it's a good example of it. So we're going to go with true. All right. I love this picture. This guy is in a, panic room or whatever. I don't know. A haunted mansion, blah, 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 whatever. You create your own scenario. It's like, She's kind of going, okay, that's interesting. He's going, oops, that's not good. And he's going, out. Okay, somebody asked me to go back and explain this. Is this slide here, Miriam? Sympathetic nervous system is basically for fight or flight. So it would be false that it would be a functioning resting state. The one with the organs. I'm sorry. Let me wait. I'm sorry. Two main parts of the autonomic nervous system are parasympathetic and sympathetic. Explain the sympathetic on this slide. So all the examples on the left happen when you're in parasympathetic state. Okay, the lungs relax and constrict bronchi. The stomach stimulates digestion. Okay, the intestines, it moves stuff around, stimulates salivation. Parasympathetic, this is all the stuff that happens with sympathetic. When you're in fight or flight, basically things are kind of tightening up, okay? And it dilates the pupils, okay? You go, whoa, yeah, I really got to see what I'm doing here and be alert. Accelerates the heartbeat. Do you understand what I'm saying, Miriam? Does it make sense now? So all the stuff on the right is sympathetic, all the stuff on the left. Oh, I don't know how else to explain it to you. I'm sorry. When you're resting, all these things basically is what's going on inside your body. When you're active and sympathetic, all the things on the right are the things that are happening. That's all. It's just examples of what's happening in both parasympathetic and sympathetic states. Okay, that's the best I can explain it. I don't know how else to go over it. So maybe we'll have another one. Bladder says contract on relax on sympathetic. Yes, your bladder relaxes, so it releases, so you can go and run from the bear, basically. Yes, right. So yeah, and it hold it back when you're resting and resting. Is that the one that you're confused about, maybe? Okay, good. Let's move on. We did this guy. All right, next, last, true or false? Ready? True or false? A synapse is a junction between two muscle cells. Synapse is a junction between two muscle cells. Okay. Let me see if I can take a running count here. How we're doing. Okay. And all right. It's not quite 50-50, but there's quite a few trues and quite a few falses. So I think the people that are, let me go to the next slide. The next slide kind of shows it. A synapse is a junction between two muscle cells. That's false. Okay, so a synapse is a junction between let's say a nerve cell and whatever it's affecting, okay? It could be a muscle, it could be another nerve. Yeah, so yeah, you gotta read the entire question. Yeah, it's two muscle cells. A synapse is definitely a junction, but not between two muscle cells. So it's a little bit of a trick question. Enough of a trick question to get quite a few true answers. So hopefully that makes you think about, like I say, read the whole question before you answer. Definitely, somebody said definitely a trick question. Yeah. Nice. All right. All right. Ready for the poll question. Here we go. How are we doing? Oh, I think we can. Do we need a break at all? Are you guys doing okay? No, I wouldn't say there's trick questions. Well, there's like one, and I'm going to tell you about it. Doing good. Everybody doing good. Not yet. Okay, good. I agree. Thank you. Okay. And somebody asked if there were trick questions. I'm going to say there's no trick questions, but one of them especially, a couple of them, you really have to read the question and think about it before you answer. Just do that, okay? Remember, you're going to have 75 minutes to answer 100 questions, so a little bit less than a minute. All right. If it doesn't mess with me, no, it doesn't bother me at all, Eric. I'm fine. Okay. All right, first poll question. I'm going to go to the question and then bring up the poll. What is the natural pain controllers produced by the brain called? Here we go. And is it morphines, endorphins, nocicephrins, or adrenaline? Oh, you're right. It is 90 minutes. I'm sorry. A couple of people. So it's almost a minute a question. So yeah, I'm sorry. My bad. Yeah, you need as much time as you can get, right? All right. And get 2/3 of the people already did the poll. Finish up. I'm going to give you another last few seconds. 3, 2. Man, I wish we could get better percentage. It's not bad though. And endorphins, 70%, 7 out of 10. Yes, the things we need to know for the test will be highlighted in this review. In the review, some of them in the final review, but most of them not. You'll see. Okay, hide the results. And the answer is, yay, the happy hormone, endorphin. So, yes, it is highlighted. It is a special note. Okay. I think did we just talk about this one? Kind of. Yeah, it was kind of gone over. We just talked about it a little bit anyway, or referred to it. Next question. What is the name of the chemical that conducts neurological impulses through a synapse? We actually talked about the synapse, but this was on the little slide. It kind of showed this word. Is it testosterone, neurotransmitter, neurotransducer, or neurotransformer? Yeah, that's why I called it the happy hormone. Raquel. Oh, because you're thinking of pain? I don't know. It little reduces pain. So anyway. All right, let's go ahead and finish up. Last couple of seconds. We've got a better percentage here so far. 3, 2, 1, closing the poll. Neurotransmitter, 87%. Neurotransformer, I got 6%. That's a made-up word, I think. In lieu of the Transformer movies. So, and neurotransmitter. So yeah, this is the gap and the stuff that kind of passes from the synapse to the receptor site are neurotransmitters. Yeah. Yeah, I won't say any more about that. Okay. Next question. Everybody good with that one? We're all good? You got all that information? Nice. Thank you. Not hearing any no's. What is the term of pain that is felt in one area but originates in another area? Is it transmitted, transferred, reflected, or referred? Oh, no, sorry, Raquel. Okay, let's go ahead and finish up. This one, most people answered already, so give it a few more seconds to answer if you haven't, like now. Okay, so look at that, 56% said referred, just over half. Transmitted, and then second place tie for transferred or reflected. We're looking for, yes, referred is correct. It says down here, conscious perception of visceral sensations mapped to specific regions as shown in this chart. Some sensations are felt locally where others are perceived as affecting. So kind of a chart on referred pain. Anyway, that's way too much information. Yeah. Referred, make sure you have that. All right. So hopefully you've got it. And next question. What does meditation stimulate? Let's bring up the poll here. Does it stimulate the pituitary gland, the parasympathetic nervous system, the sympathetic nervous system, or adrenal? Go ahead and make sure you answer. Meditation. Interesting guess, Raquel. All right, finish up. Let's go ahead and closing the poll. 84% said parasympathetic. Nobody. So this is where you really need to know meditation is going to be when you are resting and rest and digest. Okay, relaxing meditation, that is parasympathetic. I don't know how else to convey to you. Parasympathetic is relaxing, rest and digest. Sympathetic, fight or flight. All right, next question. You guys are doing great. Which muscle might be a source of sciatic pain by entrapping the sciatic nerve? I think we might have had this one already. Maybe in, is it piriformis, gluteus maximus, adductor longus, or tensor fasciae lata? It's a good review anyway. What muscle might be the source of sciatic pain? Yeah, I'm pretty sure we went over this when we were doing structure, maybe when we were doing it for this muscle, in fact. You got it. Now you're on track, Raquel. Let's see. Oh, we got a guess. Let's see if you guessed correctly. Nice. Okay, and go ahead and finish up. About a couple of seconds. And closing the poll. Let's see. How are our results? Almost 3/4 of you. Piriformis. So nobody said adductor longus. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Longus. We got gluteus maximus and tensor fasciae lata added together as 1/4 of them. But yes, we're looking for piriformis because remember, it goes right next to or possibly even through the piriformis, that sciatic nerve. Right? So yeah, just make sure you know that. Can that be corrected? You mean, well, yeah, you can relieve it, definitely. I wouldn't do it while the pain is acute. But by working on the piriformis and or the muscles around it, you can relax that muscle so it's not as tense and therefore hopefully relieve that pain. Absolutely. Did you guess correctly? I'm wondering. All right. Everybody got that? We're going to move on to the next question. Oh, okay. Thank you for your honesty. The brain is bathed in, bringing up the poll, plasma, blood, cerebrospinal fluid, or lymphatic fluid. You got it, Raquel. All right. This is, I'm encouraged with the percentage we're getting for the answers. It's not 100%, but it's pretty good. Yeah. All right, finish up. Last couple of seconds. And I'm encouraged that nobody said lymphatic fluid because we haven't gone over lymph yet, which is really a good lecture also. But plasma and blood, I'm not to say there isn't plasma and blood in the brain, but if we're talking about a bath, we're going to be going to the cerebrospinal fluid. So you can see here the cerebrospinal fluid coming up and around, protecting that brain and ventricles of the brain. This is kind of an interesting diagram. Anyway, yeah, just know that brain is bathed in cerebrospinal fluid. Good. All right. Not that we haven't touched on this before, but here's another question that we're going to beat this into the ground. If you're giving a relaxation massage, what part of the nervous system is being stimulated? You should get this. Somatic, parasympathetic, nociceptors, or sympathetic? How are we doing? Okay, let's go ahead and finish up. It didn't take long here to get up to close to being fully, well, the percentage I'm looking for anyway of people that voted. All right, I'm going to close the poll. 3, 2, 1, go. And 93% said parasympathetic. So we're getting better at this, I think. That's an improvement. Yes, parasympathetic, giving a relaxation massage. We got a little couples massage going on around here. Definitely parasympathetic nervous system being stimulated. All right. Switching gears just a little bit, still on nerves, till the end of the quiz. I don't have any structure questions in here. It's all nerves. Oh, I went back one. Proprioceptors respond to, do they respond to light entering the eye, chemicals in the blood, movement and body position, or stimuli that is painful? What do proprioceptors respond to? And half people voted. Yeah, we're definitely, oh, good job, Raquel, you got this one. All right. Yeah, people are having a little bit of a harder time. We're coming up 5 seconds away from a minute, so let's go ahead and finish up. Guess if you don't know, it's okay. I want to see everybody participate. Oh, somebody just left. All right. I'm closing the poll. And 2/3, a little over 2/3. Stimuli that is painful is second place. Oh, no, this is not that. They're definitely looking for movement and body position. Proprioceptors. All right. Good. Next question. Autoimmune disease involving destruction of the myelin sheath, protective lipid coating around the axons in the central nervous system. I believe Denise went over this. Is it myasthenia gravis, multiple sclerosis, ankylosis, or muscular dystrophy? Don't you hate it when you hit the wrong answer? Oh my goodness. I don't mean to make everybody yawn, but I've had already such a long week and it's only Wednesday. I'm trying to, yeah, going too fast. Last night we worked on the neck and head and circulatory, and I told everybody, if you sit on the edge of the sheet with one leg, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, it makes your back straighten up and pay attention, be alert, and have better body mechanics. Try it if you don't know that. Oh, nice, good, Nancy. Yeah, and to me, it really does help. Yeah, remind me in lymphatic class to show everybody. Although, yeah, anyway, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. 72% looks like that's about as much. I'm gabbing on, and it's like a minute and a half in. Multiple sclerosis is the answer. So, yeah. Put that up. Yeah. So it's showing damage to the nerve's myelin sheath. Not fun. Not fun. Yeah, try it. Like I say, edge of the seat. You can see I'm already higher, sitting straight up. It helps. All right. Okay. Now, yeah, well, you learn something new every day. It is an autoimmune disease. Yeah. All right. Next question. How many pairs of spinal nerves are there? 12, 31, 15, or 32? Spinal nerves. Remember, spinal nerves. Pairs of spinal nerves. You got it, look up. All right, let's go ahead and finish up. Good. I'll make up for last time and make it a little bit quicker. Very good. And 2/3 of you said 31. Some 12 might have been thinking about let's say maybe facial nerves, and then some people round it up to 32, and that's not right. There is 31 spinal nerves. So it kind of shows the breakdown here of where they're coming out on the spine. Yeah, C1 through C8 of a nerve. Remember, there's that extra nerve coming out of the cervical. And then 12 and 5 with thoracic lumbar, just like the vertebrae, adding up to 31. 32 teeth. I haven't brought up my grandson, but I have to tell you that he just broke the top 2 teeth. Now he has 2 bottom teeth that are really showing, and I could just feel the top teeth. So he's got 4 out of the 32. And anyway, well, although baby teeth, not as many, right? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so cute. And he wants to try everything. I'm eating something, and there's no way he's going to eat it, but he's going, give me some, you know. Anyway, really cute. All right, next question. Oh, thank you, Ashley. 20 primary baby teeth. So we've got a ways to go. We're, yeah, that's funny. What structure consists of a dendrite, a body, and an axon? This was our first question tonight in the review. Is it a brain, knee, neuron, or soma? All right, let's shoot for 100% here. You guys know this. All right. Not to put pressure on you, but come on. Good job, Raquel. You got it. And finishing it up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes. I'm going, okay, I'm going to finish before somebody answers something different, but no, you all answered neuron. That's awesome. Very good job. Yeah, I mean, we kind of, like they already went over it. You know the 3 parts of a neuron. Know that you need to know it for the midterm. Yeah, first 100%. Woohoo! Very good. All right, next question. How are we doing? We've got about 5 more questions. We can hang in there until then for a break. All right, next question. A lot of words. Specialized nerve endings located where the muscle joins the tendon that functions to protect the tendon from being overloaded are called rods and cones, Golgi tendon organ, neuralgia, or Schwann cells. Yes, got it, Raquel. All right. Let's go ahead and finish up, coming up on a minute. So if you haven't, close it exactly in a minute and close. 74%. Golgi tendon organ is almost 3/4 of you said that, and that's good because that is so You can see here tendinous area and this nerve coming along, connecting. I think this is an awesome little diagram with these Golgi tendon organs, making sure not to overstretch or overload, I should say. Okay, so know Golgi tendon organ and what it is. But you got it right. Huh? Somebody said they got it wrong. Somebody said they guessed, and hopefully got it right. All right. Good. Now, remember when I said there are no trick questions? You really got to read the question. This one, you really take a look. Okay. So this is as close to a trick question as we have, and I'm telling you about it, so it's not really a trick question. All right, you guys ready for it? So really read it and read the answers before you answer. Sciatic nerve goes between what two bony landmarks? I don't know if I already went over this or not. Is it greater trochanter and ischial tuberosity, clavicle and acromion, tibia and fibula, or sacrum and ilium? Did I already go over it? Anybody? Maybe I did when we went over structure. Nobody's saying anything, so. Nope. Okay. Not that you recall. That's okay. Doesn't matter. I'm going over it now anyway. So. You got it, Raquel. Very good. And just over a minute. So let's finish up. If you haven't, last chance. 3, 2, 1. Close the poll. All right. So look at that. 50% said greater trochanter and ischial tuberosity, adding up to 50% for the rest of them. All right. A lot of people said sacrum and ilium. What's the difference between greater trochanter and ischial tuberosity answer and sacrum and ilium? So the 40% that answered sacrum and ilium, are sacrum and ilium a bony landmark? No, they are bones. Okay, they are full-on bones. Greater trochanter and ischial tuberosity is the only answer. Oh, I'm sorry. I switched slides and I'm sitting there talking about it. Is the only answer that is bony landmarks, right? So now you can see why kind of a trick question, but like I say, if you really read it and go bony landmarks, oh, those are bony landmarks. Yeah. So if you didn't get that right, you feel like you've been tricked? Trick question. Yeah, but you're always going to say that, Nancy. So, but now you know that it's a trick question and you know the answer. So just remember that. Right? Yes. Let me answer that for you. Yes, that's correct. Correct, Dan. Thank you. Okay. Next question. Which of the following is a sympathetic neurotransmitter? Let's see. Is it acetylcholine, epinephrine, adrenocorticotropic hormone, or progesterone? Yes. I'll leave your question up so I remember. We're going to go to break after this, after we finish the polls, and I'll just bring that one up when they go to break, Ruby. Now I'm curious to know which 134 is. All right, how we doing? Oh, only 58%. Yes, that's correct, Raquel. You got it. All right, finishing up, closing the poll. And epinephrine, oh, almost 50%. Yeah, it's kind of mixed. Acetylcholine came in a good strong second. What is the answer? The one that most answered is correct, epinephrine. So yeah, this is where you get the EpiPen, right? And shove it into your body. Good. Epinephrine, a sympathetic neurotransmitter. All right. Yep. Very cool. All right. Next question. An efferent neuron conveys impulses in what direction? Oh, I'm hoping we do well. Is it away from the central nervous system, toward the central nervous system, proximally, or bilaterally? So far, so good. Yes, definitely. All right. So finish up. Close the poll in 3, 2, 1. Last person, come on. Closing the poll. All right, 82%. That's pretty good. Just know that efferent is away. I like to think of efferent as exiting away from the central nervous system. All right, exit away. Nice. Very good. Next question. Hopefully you have that down. So we did the peripheral nerves, or the spinal nerves, I should say. How many pairs of cranial nerves? Since we kind of already went over it, hopefully we're going to get a high percentage here. We did 12, 31, 15, or 32. Two more questions after this. You got it, Raquel. All right. Good job. Just numbers, so let's go ahead and finish up. Oh, it's okay. I'm going to close the poll. 85%, 12. Remember, this is cranial, not spinal. Okay. And it really hit home with me, by the way, when Denise was talking about the trigeminal nerve and the ear around the glasses. My ears get so tender sometimes. And now it makes sense that it's hitting on that nerve. Sometimes I can pull my ear and it pops and relieves pressure. I don't know if anybody ever has that. Anyway, good. Make sure you have that. That's a pretty easy note to take. So we'll move on. Oh, there's a lot of words here. The pain sensation that is felt in the hand, even though the hand has been amputated, is called, oh, I am hoping we'll get a big response here. Is it phantom pain, trigger point pain, referred pain, or visceral pain? Is it too much to hope for 100% answers here? Not, oh, no pressure. I shouldn't even say that. Yeah, this is an easier one. Although, well, it's not 100%, so I shouldn't say that. Yeah. Anyway, easy for some people. And no. All right, let's go ahead and finish up. If you haven't already. I'm going to close the poll in 3, 2, 1, close. Exactly 1 minute. 89%, not 100, but not bad. Pretty good. Yeah, phantom pain refers to a missing limb, and you still get pain in that limb. I should have gotten a illustration with the hand being amputated, and that would have been a better for this particular question, but you get the idea. Anyway. All right, last question. Talking about plexuses. The brachial plexus would involve which area of the body? Is it the knee, the lumbar, the cranium, or the neck, axilla, and arm? You see, I sat back and then I started yawning. That'll teach me. Brachial plexus. I know Denise talked about this on Sunday. All right, let's go ahead and finish up. Give you a full minute here. 2, 1, and done. All right, 74%, 3/4 of you said neck, axilla, and arm, and that would be a correct answer. Brachial plexus coming down. Okay, you got all these nerves affected through this plexus. Good job. All right, so let's go ahead and take this note, and then I'm going to go back up before we go to break and go to page 34. Hopefully I'm at the right one. Everybody got it? Anybody need more time? Nobody's saying anything. Bueller, Bueller. No, somebody missed page 34 in this review. 34. This is the one you're looking for, right, Ruby? Okay, let's see, what time is it? 7:36. Let's go till 7:50. Break till 7:50. All right. Stretch your legs, get some oxygen, take some deep breaths, get something to drink, and I'll write it down. Okay, everyone, back from break. Make sure you check in. Race 750. And on the structure, excuse me, the syllabus, it does have finish review for nervous system. Finish, I guess, a nervous system, and then review for nervous system. It says in order review for midterm, and then structure, scapula, humerus, radii, ulna, and hand. And the reason I'm reading from that. Oh, very cool. Thank you, Eric. Is because I'm going to go out of order and do the structure. So we just spend the last part of the class on review. I really want you to have enough time to do the review. There's a lot. Somebody mentioned that their hand was sore from writing last Wednesday with all the structure. With that again in a little bit different way. But what I really want to emphasize to you is, yeah, just you're going to be writing a lot if you're taking notes. So just we'll try and take it easy and do it as best we can. Anyway, okay. Hopefully that's good. Everybody back. So we are going to go to, let me close this document. That should bring up, yes, page. What page is it? For the scapula, I can't see it because I faded it so much. Section 1B, I think page 7. Looking in your illustrated essentials, I'm going to go to page 7, and hopefully that's what, yes, it's on the scapula. I really tried, in fact, I don't know if you can notice, if you look at your book and what you see on the screen, the type is a little bit bigger. Typed it in. I didn't like the way it looked. So let's see if I can just zoom up. Do just a little bit bigger. That's better, right? Yeah, that's pretty much all of the scapula. I'm sure use all of my because almost all of this is stuff you need to know. Okay, page 7. Thank you, Raquel. Yes, on the blue or green book essentials, it should be exactly what you're looking at right here. Correct? Anybody? That's what you see is on the screen is what you have in the book. Yes, good. I'm getting confirmation of that. Thank you. All right. So we'll start with red. Okay. So we have the vertebral, I gotta choose it actually. Vertebral border. This is the medial border. Okay. Vertebral medial border. All right. So this is the right scapula. Basically, it's the right scapula showing both sides. So I don't think that they're the scapula together. It would be opposite if they were showing the right and left scapula anyway. So this is the medial border, all right? Kind of all of this is the medial border right there. Same thing here. Notice that there's stuff in between here, but If you look at the anterior side, it's just like one. Okay. The next is the axial border or lateral border. Okay. So this is the one kind of closest to the armpit. That's why it's the axial border. Okay, where the armpit is, axial border. Then you have the acromion. 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 I said that wrong. All right, that's this big kind of area right here. Okay, kind of sticking up. Acromion. All right, and then a really important part of the scapula, bony landmark, is coracoid process. This is the most anterior part of your scapula. Okay, so it's just below the, point to medial axial border. Oh yeah, I kind of did, Carolyn. So the axial border is, I'm actually touching it right here, okay? And if I'm moving my arm, I feel the shoulder blade. So the axial border is here. Bring out my trusty, see if I can do this. This would be the medial border right on the inside. So the right medial, left medial border. Does that, I can't really see myself doing this very well, but I'm kind of running along the medial borders. Does that help? And then the axial border is like right here, right along the armpit, axial. Good. Okay. Once again, the coracoid process is anterior part just below the clavicle. You can kind of, if you move your arm forward and back, you can kind of feel the coracoid process right underneath the scapula. All right, a bunch of muscles attached to that. Next is the inferior angle of the scapula. Inferior angle. That's right at the bottom. Okay, that's the bottommost point of the scapula. Inferior angle. Right, then you have the superior angle and border, I guess. Right, so it's right along here. The angle would be the corner part, notice right here, and then the border right along there. Right, same thing here, angle, border. You've got the glenoid cavity or fossa. I'm trying to make a straight line here. You hold down the shift key, it kind of makes it really straight, but I missed the mark on that one. So that's this kind of concave area here. I'll kind of color it in here. All right. Glenoid cavity. What goes in here? What meets here? Anybody? The next bone we go to, very good, Natalie, the humerus. All right, so the humerus comes in and meets into the glenoid cavity. Isn't that funny? All right. Last one on this column is the infraglenoid tubercle. Tubercle. Where's my sheet? Tubercle is a small tuberosity that may be described as a round nodule or warty outgrowth. What it says. What it says. So this little kind of bump right there. Okay, infraglenoid tubercle. So you've got the glenoid cavity right here, and infra would be, below it is the tubercle. Good. All right. Next is the supraglenoid tubercle. So if the infraglenoid tubercle is below it, doesn't show it here or here, but it's right above the glenoid cavity, supra. Right? Supraglenoid makes sense. Infra and supra. Oh goodness! It touched my watch and it started talking to me. Scared me. Going, who is that? All right. Next is the wonderful spine of scapula. You notice the spine of the scapula. It's this area right here. The spine of the scapula. Okay, we're not going to worry about the root of the scapula, which is at the end of the spine of the scapula. I'm not even going to circle that. Okay, but I do want you to know, I'm going to try and use the highlighter here. Let's see how this works. So notice infraspinous process. I should have circled it. All right, that is all on the back side, all of this. Okay, so this is the posterior side. So this is on the back, right? Back here, all this flat area infraspinous process. Process. Good. What color? Let's go to I'm picking new colors here because I ran out. Change tool. Supraspinous fossa, it's kind of like the axillary, but a little bit different. Okay, that's the area in this groove. Okay, and it actually comes out underneath the acromion. It comes out here. Can't really see it very well. Okay, I guess I can. No, this isn't going to be for the midterm. And in fact, remember, everything up to and including the sartorius are the muscles that we need to know, and all the stuff before that as far as the bones go. Okay? It's not going to be on the midterm. Okay. This is for future. This is the stuff that's going to be connected to it that we're going to be going over, muscles that are connected to the scapula. Probably next time, I'm guessing. All right, so bring out my highlighter again for the other side, highlighter, and I'm going to circle subscapularis fossa. All right, and that's on the inside, in between the scapula and the ribs. So you'd have to actually reach underneath, like you could actually get to part of it just by getting in between here and getting underneath the scapula. All right. Does that make sense to everybody? Anybody? So on the back side, on the posterior side, you have the infraspinous process. Oh, thank you. I finally got some yeses. And on the scapula, between the ribs and the scapula, is that surface of subscapular fossa. All right. I didn't repeat any colors. I kind of got one that was close to it, but anyway. Good. That's the scapula. All right, that's all the stuff. So we didn't go over root of spine or scapular notch. Don't really need to know either of those. Everybody pretty that? Anything, any questions at all? Any, not sure where it's at. All good. Good, thank you. All right, I'm going to erase this. If you need to take a screenshot of this, do it now, or tell me to wait, but I'm not gonna erase it in just a couple of seconds. Good. All right, change the tool, go back here. Oh, I usually have single page view. Okay. Next page, next we're going to the humerus, and I think this one shows a little bit better. Yeah, page 8 in your book. Just turn over the page. And you've got the humerus. So let me do the same thing with this one, see if I can highlight it just a little bit. There we go. That brings it up. I just, I didn't retype this, but I just went into Photoshop and enlarged it. Okay. So it doesn't exactly match your book, but yeah, it is the same pieces. A little bit different proportion. Not near as many bony landmarks to go on the humerus as the scapula. The scapula, like, there's muscles connecting everywhere to the scapula. The humerus, just a few places. So that's good. All right, starting with our wonderful red, let's go to the head. Whoops, I'm gonna shoot, but that's it. Tell it I was going to a pen. And the head, okay, which is here. All right, this nice rounded area. So I'm just going to go real quick, go back up, looking at the head of the humerus. Remember, that's where that fossa glenoid cavity where it goes into. All right. Oops, I jumped ahead. See if I can. Right there. Look at that. Good. Okay. Page 8 is humerus, Carlos. 7 was the scapula. Oh, you were telling me where the scapula was. Okay, I'm assuming. All right. So the next bony landmark that we need to know is the greater tubercle. And the greater tubercle. Right, that's opposite of the head, coming over here, tubercle being that bump that I was talking about. All right, this kind of shows it probably a little bit better on the anterior side. Greater tubercle. Not to be outdone, we have the lesser tubercle. Just because it's smaller doesn't mean it's less important, it's just smaller, right? Lesser tubercle. All right. I'm going to have plenty of colors. I'm going to have colors left over here. All right. Bicipital groove. This is a big one. Bicipital groove. Good muscles attached to this. Right here. And also the deltoid tuberosity. Okay. So on the posterior side, it's pointing to right here. Excuse me. On the anterior side, it's basically the same place, but it's coming down here. So it's really probably this much. Add a little bit more here. Deltoid tuberosity. And the last bony landmark we need to know on the humerus is the lateral supracondylar ridge. All right, that's down here. Lateral supracondylar ridge. All right, that's it. All the rest of these we don't need to know. That's enough, right? Everybody's highlighted them or marked them in their book or taken notes, however you do it. All done, good. Yes. I'm going to erase this and move on to the radius and ulna, which is on page 9. Can I fit it all in there? No. I want to go back just a little bit as far as the view goes. So I can get that part. That should be good. Whoa, get back down there. Ah, exactly, there we go. That's exactly where I am. Now I'm not going to move it from here. All right. On the radius and ulna, just like with the humerus, you have, so we're going to do the radius first. It's on top. The radius is the, there's that, whoops, dang it. Hate when it does that. It's the head. Okay, it's just right up the top here. This is the head of the radius. So obviously the radius is right here. Okay. The next bony landmark we're going to go to is the tuberosity. So, you know, there's other tuberosities on other bones. This would be the tuberosity of the radius. Oh, shoot. And why did I do 9? No, I'm sorry. I messed up. Let me start over. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I focused on this. The head is actually down here. This is the radius. Boy, that was really bad. Please, please forgive me. Once again, radius is right here. I was just in a zone. Head. I'm sure there was some of you going, yeah, I was pointing to the ulna. So sorry. And then the tuberosity. As soon as I got to the tuberosity, I'm going, no, wait, I'm on the wrong bone. Thank you. All right. So you got the bump here on the thumb side. This is the radius. Looks better. Back up right here. Okay. So on the inside, there's the tuberosity. Oh, and I circled it in the same color. Let me change colors. Wow, I couldn't have messed that up too much worse. Tuberosity. My apologies. Thank you. All right. Well, let's just move on. Only one more point on the radius that we need to know. And that is the styloid process. Okay, make sure I get, and this is down at the very distal part, styloid process. Okay, on either side. The radius. Actually, where it says radius here, believe the book. All right, radius. Good. All right. Now the ulna. Okay. Now we're talking the olecranon process. This is the olecranon process, not the head. The olecranon process. Wow. So this is if you look at the ulna, it's obviously on the pinky side coming down. This is this olecranon process. Okay. You can really use this as a tool, a really good tool. This whole radius. I mean ulna coming in. All right. Okay, coronoid process. Number 11. You know, keeping in mind that we're recording this, so you could save this recording or get this recording and watch me screw up over and over and over. So I'm kidding. You don't want to do that. Coronoid process is right here. This process, I circled the number 2. And below it, number 12, and literally below it is the radial notch. Okay, right here. Radial notch. So last but not least is the styloid process of the ulna. Okay, styloid process right here. I think I cut off the 1 here. I'm sorry. This is actually 15. So it's right here. So when I enlarge that, what would the styloid process on the ulna side? Okay, you feel it. You can feel that process. Okay, and then on the radial side, the styloid process. Okay, that's going to make your wrist, right? That's the wrist joint coming in with the carpal bones. That's it. I've never been so excited to get rid of a page in my life. All right. I just forget that ever happened. All right. Everybody got it now that we're all clear? Yes, I'm going to erase this. And the last page, see if I got this. And yes, is the carpals, or actually the carpals, metacarpals, and phalanges. All right. So not a lot to highlight here. Just it's really good to know the 8 carpal bones. And there are a couple of acronyms which I've shared in circulatory. Does anybody remember the acronyms for this? Or maybe you have a new one. I got 2. I've got a PG and an R rated, or a G and a PG rated, I guess, to remember this. Anybody? No? So yeah, scaphoid is here, lunate, triquetrum kind of comes around in here, and then pisiform. Pisiform is this bone right here in your hand on the pinky side. Okay, and then that's the first row, and the second row would be on the thumb side, kind of closer to the metacarpals. You got the trapezium, the trapezoid, capitate, and hamate coming out. All right, which would be right underneath the pinky finger. All right, the hamate. Yeah, see, I got a couple of people. Oh, no, one person. You just typed it out. Yeah. So that's the one you were taught. So that the one you can tell your kids easier. I don't know, depending on what kind of relationship you have with your kids, but is, see if I can draw it out. How good is my, well, I don't know about tonight. So Sally left the, excuse my drawing, party to take Kathy home. That's the first one I remembered, so I actually remember it. Okay. Sally left the party to take Kathy home. That makes sense, right? Like I say, kind of nice and clean. In an easy, whatever it helps to make you remember it. Yes. Not even for the midterm. You would use this, it might refer to it in the MBLEX, for example. So I'm telling you to know these for the MBLEX more than the midterm. It won't be on the midterm, right? The other one is, I'm not going to write it, I'm just going to tell you, some levers try positions that they can't handle. All right, that's the more risky one. All right, so you can write it down, write both of them down, because they, yeah. So, and like I say, I learned the first one first. My teacher did, maybe she didn't know about the second one, but luckily that one stuck with me too. So whatever works for you, right? All right. Okay, good. Are we good with that? And are you ready for the review? We have an hour and a half. Oh, you know what? I can write it somewhere. Hold on. Let me see. Oh, if I change my tool. Okay. So let me switch screen. Okay. Sally left the party to take Kathy home. I guess it's there. All right. That's the acronym for that one. And then the other one is some people try positions that they can't handle. How's that? Oh, oh, you're right. Thank you. Levers. some lever strike positions that they can't handle. Yes, I did mean that. I was just seeing if you were paying attention, and you guys get extra credit for trying to correct me, or actually correcting me. You don't, but thank you. I got excited. Yeah. Very good. All right. Take a screenshot or write it down, whatever you need to do. All right. Good. All right. In the same, so this is how we're going to do the review. I've got this review sheet up, and all I'm going to do, 1 second, is tell you what you need to know. I'm not necessarily going to be giving you the answers because you had special notes. You can refer to your special notes to know what you need to know. There are some yellow ones that will be highlighted. You're welcome. Yeah. But this is what you need to know. Okay. See how I can do this. All right, let's see how well this works. First one, where am I at? Is define sudoriferous gland. Know what a sudoriferous gland is. Well, I'll move that in a second. I'm just arranging stuff. And okay. You can answer if you want to, but really it's more what you need to know. So you don't have to answer. Okay, I'm just telling you what you need to know. Thank you, Carolyn, for asking. All right, the next one is in the epidermis. Where does mitosis of epithelial cells occur? In other words, which layer? And yes, the midterm is multiple choice. Okay, so if you know this, you'll know which answer to do though. Okay. Next question, or next thing to know is know what epidermis is. Define it. Okay, first special note of the review is skin is important to immune functions because it is a protective barrier. Will there be a link to the midterm? Yes. When you go into class Sunday, Denise will have a link. Once class is started, you just basically click on that link and it brings up the exam. You got to fill in your name and email address, I think. And then you're off to the race. As soon as you start, you got 90 minutes. All right. Next special note, know that absorption, secretion, and protection are all functions of epithelial tissue. we've got a tool panel that's blocking some stuff. Okay, I'm just going to keep scrolling down here. So, all right, I'll look at it, these special notes in order. Next special note. Vasodilation happens during the initial phase of acute inflammation of fibrous tissue. This is, no, I got one more special note for the skin. Vasodilation happens during the initial phase of acute inflammation of fibrous tissue. I forgot to change my earbuds. All right. And the last special note for skin is a function of skin is assisting in controlling body temperature. A function of skin is assisting in controlling body temperature. All right, good. How am I doing as far as timing? You guys have plenty of time to write it down? Good, good. All right, yeah, I'm trying to keep it at an even pace. Let me know if I'm going too slow for you too, or too fast. Why is the epidermis thicker on the palms of hands and soles of our feet? Right here. Why is this thicker? Where is common locations of melanocytes, keratinocytes, and Langerhans cells? Oh, you put protection, but why is there protection for the epidermis? Why is it protecting? What is making it extra protection? Okay. All right. Good. Next one. Epidermis, dermis, sebaceous glands, and nails are all part of what? Hopefully you know that. If not, check your notes. Should be in your notes. Okay, this is a big one. Of these three, which is the deepest? Superficial fossa, dermis, or epidermis? And then which is the most superficial? Know which one's the deepest and which one's the most superficial. Oh. And one more for the skin. What vitamin does skin aid in synthesizing? Hopefully that's an easy one. They're all easy though, right? No problem. Oh, scroll back up a bit. Sorry. I got excited. Connective tissue was there. Is that good, Santali? Matthew? I'm sorry, Matthew. Yeah, kind of easy. All right. So that's all for skin. We're doing good. Connective tissue. So now that's all of the stuff for skin. Now we're going to go to connective tissue. Right? Make sense? I hope it does. Thank you. What is bursa? Define bursa, or know what it is, please. All right. Next question or next. Why are ligaments slow to heal? Why are ligaments slow to heal? Ah, sorry. Where is hyaline cartilage usually found? That's correct, Nina. What you typed. Where is hyaline cartilage usually found? Right. What's next? Know what hypermobility is. And do we have some special notes? Yes, we do have some special notes on that. Not 9 o'clock yet. Dang it. What type of tissue is blood? I'm not going to say what it is, but yeah. All right. Especially since here, whoops, we got special notes. Know that breaking down adhesion is a mechanical effect of massage. All right. Also, function of ligaments is to stabilize joints. Is anybody getting behind here, or we're all doing well? Hopefully. Nobody's, I assume everybody's, because everybody's writing. Doing great. Good. Thank you, David. Excellent. All right. Friction and or cross fiber is a good modality for scar tissue. Thank you, Rachel. I'm not sure which one you're referring to, Azalea. Sorry. Are you talking about why are ligaments slow to heal? Oh, okay. All right. Next one. Depending on age, just wondering. Same like that. I know that bones slow down in healing. You know, as you get older, everything slows down from experience. Areolar, adipose, and blood are all considered connective tissue. Know that all those things are considered connective tissue. So once again, multiple choice. There will be 4 things on there that say which one is not considered connective tissue. These 3 will be there, if that makes sense. All right. This is under connective tissue, but could be in muscle contraction also. I think she went over it more here, but what does the epimysium, well, she talked about epimysium, perimysium, and endomysium. It is definitely coming together to create a connective tissue, but what does it actually create? Consequently, that attaches to bones, by the way. No, not, these aren't, the epimysium, perimysium, and endomysium are what surrounds muscles. Yes, very good, Santali. It surrounds muscle and then eventually comes down and connects to bone. Okay. Like I say, we're not talking about muscles here. We're talking about the connective tissue that surrounds the muscles coming together to create something that attaches to a bone. So it's attached to a muscle coming around and it attaches to a bone. I kind of defined it right there. Some people seem a little bit confused with this. What is Santali said it. Does anybody else know what the answer to this is? If not, I can kind of give. Yeah, there you go. You got it, Matthew. Teresa. So it comes together to create a tendon. Is the answer. I'm just going to tell you. Yeah, the way it's worded, but you know that they all come together at the end of the muscle to create that tendon that attaches to the bone. Okay. Yeah, it is worded a little bit funny, but that's why I basically told you the answer. Yes, so the answer is tendon. Here. I think it's lieu. There you go. Yeah, thanks. Scroll back up. Hold on. Is that enough? You're welcome. Almost done with muscle contraction. I mean, connective tissue. A couple more and we'll go to muscle contraction. Goes there. Next one. What fluid lines joints? What type of fluid lines joints? Oh, thank you, Nancy. Good, Corey and Natalie, you got it. Correct, Natalie. All right. Yeah, Nancy, this is pretty much what I do all day long, believe it or not. I work in this program. Okay, what binds bones to bones? Oh, you answered correct, Naomi, by the way. What binds bones to bones? That's correct, Natalie. Yes, Natalie, very good. Okay. Last one for connective tissue. What does fascia do? What does it hold together? Yep, got it. All right. All right. Let me do one thing here real quick. See if I can. So that's all of connective tissue right there. Correct, Natalia. Everybody good? Make it nice and clean. That's the lines. That's what I should do. All right. Whoa, how dynamic. Muscle contraction. Know what agonist is. Agonist. Know what atrophy is. Yep. Thank you for fixing your typo. And internal organs, blood vessels, and involuntary are all attributes of what type of muscle? Whoa, sorry. Oh, there's only one special note on here. Internal organs, blood vessels, and involuntary are all attributes of what type of muscle? Good job, guys. Muscle injury protocol for effective first aid. What is muscle injury protocol for effective first aid? Whoa. And it's a side dish for dinner. Ooh, Natalie added a little extra. Good, Corey, Cynthia, nice. All right, what's next? Ooh. What chemical is released from the sarcoplasmic reticulum in contraction of muscle fibers? You got Natalie and Corey. Good job. Know what isometric contraction is. Isometric contraction. Oh, there's our special note. Watching out for it. No characteristics of fibromyalgia. Characteristics of fibromyalgia. What does myalgia mean? Um, mm, there we go. Myalgia. No, not quite neither. Kind of, but yeah. It means muscle pain, basically. Myalgia. All right. Movement, muscle tone, and heat production are all functions of the muscular system. Oh, shoot. Sorry when I do that. My thumb slides across the mouse. I've got a thing that can control scrolling just by touching it. All right. Next one is define cells. Know what striated cells are. Really, I should say what type of muscles they are for, I guess, specifically. Ah, if that makes more sense. What's another name for a muscle fiber? Another name for a muscle fiber. You got it, Corey. Well, minus the typo, but yeah. Looking for something close to that, Cecilia. Nope. Define trigger point. What is the trigger point? Short one. Define ATP. And I don't mean what ATP stands for. What basically is it used for? What does the sarcomere do during concentric contraction? me see if I can zoom back. Oh. Let me say about right there. There, that's muscle contraction. Ah, I did it before you asked, McKenna. McKenna, you got it? Oh, for skin. How about if I read what you say? Okay, everybody good here? I'll come back up. Skin. Skin is pretty big. I'm going to do it into two different things. There's one, and then that. I guess it's pretty close. Good. Get it, McKenna? McKenna? Okay, good. All right, so that was muscle contraction. Nerves. Oh, we're doing great. And nerves, you guys already know. We don't really even need to do this for nerves, right? I'm kidding. I'm going to do it anyway. What are two major divisions of the nervous system? At least it's fresh in your mind, hopefully. You got it, Natalie. Good, Corey. All right. What is phantom pain? Correct, Joanna. Good. All right. Maybe a good size one here. A tight piriformis may be a source of pain for which specific nerve? Good, Raquel. You got it. Both Natalie and Raquel. I think I asked it the other way in the review, but that's okay. What muscle? All right. Know what the Golgi tendon organ does. Oh, I say that, but there's so many points to know for nerves. We're going to be here for a little while. What is the covering of nerves that allows smooth, uninterrupted nerve impulses? That's correct, Corey and Natalie. Know how many pairs of cranial nerves we have? and know what proprioceptors are, what they do. What their function is, even, I guess. I don't know. What are neurotransmitters? What are neurotransmitters? Just know what parasympathetic is. Okay, a special note. Melatonin regulates sleep. Define referred pain. Get it. Melatonin is supposed to regulate sleep anyway. Somebody said this. Maybe they're having trouble sleeping. What fluid is the brain bathed in? Like they just went over that. Hopefully you know. It's was that 100%? Could have been. Oh, yeah, that's right, Natalie. There's a number of special notes here. So. How many pairs of spinal nerves do we have? Oh, somebody, I got two different answers. Carlos, you're close, but not quite. Epinephrine is a sympathetic hormone. No, Kenneth, that's facial nerves. Or cranial nerves, I should say. Spinal nerves. What three parts make up a neuron? You guys were pretty good about that. What part of the nervous system is stimulated by meditation? What is that line? That's correct, Raquel and Natalie and Corey. Yeah. No, be familiar with multiple sclerosis. Autoimmune disease, keep in mind. No examples of neurotransmitters, different ones, specifically acetylcholine, serotonin, dopamine. Whoa. No, you will not need working cameras for the midterm at all. Debbie. Interesting question. Know what afferent neurons are. All right. Vibration for an extended period of time can result in numbness. Yeah, Corey. What direction do efferent neurons go? Okay. Good, good, Natalie Cole. Make sure you know what endorphins are. We're getting there. Almost done with nerves. Another special note, sciatic nerve between bony landmarks, greater trochanter, and ischial tuberosity. The happy chemical, yeah, excitement. See, taking away the trick question right there. Some people call it a trick question, not everybody. What area of the body is the brachial plexus? Know where the brachial plexus is. fight or flight, increases in heart rate and blood pressure. Know what thoracic outlet syndrome is. Denise went over that, right? Hopefully, nobody answered that. So, okay. I'm going to help you out here. Compression of the brachial plexus, the subclavian, should say artery. Oh, I think I messed myself up here. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, know that thoracic outlet syndrome is compression of the brachial plexus subclavian artery. If she didn't go over it, then there it is. Know that exercise is a good pain reducer because it causes an endorphin release. Oh, last one. Last one's a special note also for nerves anyway. I mean, we just have structure. Sympathetic nervous system response, dry mouth, cold, sweaty skin, and faster heartbeat. Okay, let me zoom back real quick. And there's no, that's all the nerves, but is that too small? That's 25%. Yes, too small. Let's see, epinephrine is sympathetic hormone. Let's kind of use that as a, I can go a little bit bigger. How about that? There's one. And then there's the other part. Does that help? Or am I just playing around for nothing? Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you for that affirmation. All right, good. Structure. So there's just a lot of different things here. We've gone over them already. We'll review them. I'm just going to basically go over them. What is the origin of vastus lateralis and vastus medialis? Uh, do we need to take a break at all? Maybe a 5-minute break? Yes. Okay. Let's just go take a quick 5-minute break to 9:30. We'll be right back. I'm glad I got up because I did need to stand up and stretch. But we're back, and I still made it in time for 9:30. All right, hold on, let me get back on the screen. All right, so we got origins of vastus lateralis and vastus medialis. Spine. That's okay. Yeah, it seemed like quite a few people. Just, if nothing else, clear your head. Yeah, you got it, Natalie. Good. All right. Next one. The actions of gastrocnemius. Hopefully we can get all these in no time, or at least before 10 o'clock. What is the common insertion point of the Mary on Natalie? Common insertion point of the adductors. So this is this is why it's a special note, one of the two special notes for structure. Know that tensor fascia lata braces the knee when walking. Okay, because why it's connected to the tensor, the tendon. Iliotibial tract is what I'm trying to think. Wait a second. Yes, you got it, Corey. All right. What is the action of gluteus maximus? And the common action of sartorius, deltoids, and gluteus medius. By common action, they all do the same action, not necessarily of the same bone, but yeah, they all do the common action. That makes sense, hopefully. Yeah, correct. Natalie, you got it. What quadricep crosses two joints? We kind of went over that. No, we didn't kind of go over it. We definitely went over it. Good, Natalie. And Corey, you got it. What's the common action of gastrocnemius and hamstring? Natalie is and Corey are my resident answerers. Very good. All right, what's the insertion of gluteus maximus? Just remember, it does not insert onto the greater trochanter. Right? All right. What's the action of biceps femoris? Not the origin, Natalie, the insertion of gluteus maximus. You got it, Corey. And Natalie for the action. Good job. What's the actions of semimembranosus? Remember, it does not help flex the femur at the hip. All right. What flex? Yeah. What muscle forms the Achilles tendon? What muscles? What two muscles? Good job, Corey. You are on it. And Natalie, of course. Hamstrings can be found in the posterior femoral group. That is our last and final special note for the midterm. Last and final, isn't it? Yeah. Know what adduction is? And what is the insertion of biceps femoris? Nope. Where is the acetabulum? Yeah, you keep getting the origin and insertion. It's okay. Acetabulum. Remember, the femur is not part of the pelvis. This is, if that helps. No, it's, yeah, this is part of the pelvis, the acetabulum. Okay. Insertion of tensor fascia lata and gluteus maximus. Correct, Natalie. Nope. Well, it goes down to there, but really, what's in between, I guess. What is the connecting tissue? Origin and insertion of piriformis. Does that make sense what I said, Corey? Hopefully. Okay, good. Okay. We're almost done. And not quite. Sorry. I think we'll finish on time. Define abduction. So no abduction and no adduction. Abduction, adduction. Do. Can I still play those commercials? What is the action of tensor fascia lata? Really actions of tensor fascia lata. Well, oh, see, there's the end. Where did I go? I was trying to find it earlier. Yeah, this everything. What's next? Define plantar flexion. Know what plantar flexion is. And what bone is the medial malleolus part of? Good job, Corey. Yes, correct on both counts. Good job, Natalie. Well, and what group of bones includes the talus? Yeah, correct, except for, spelling, but good. Good job, Natalie and Corey. Define fossa. Know what fossa is? What is the, oh, good job, Natalie, very nice. What is the insertion of gluteus medius? The insertion of gluteus medius, good job, Corey. What is the origin of gastrocnemius? Yes, Natalie, you're correct. For the, oh, nice. Wow, you got both of them. No question. Good. What? Yeah, we more, but anyway, thanks to Lisa. Have a good night too. What type of bone is the patella? Corey and Natalie got it. Good job. And know what whiplash is. Somebody asked me about that last night. Some more can massage help it, I guess. Yep. You hit the catwalk key. All right. Oops, sorry. Let's get all of that. Common action of pectineus, tensor fascia lata, and rectus femoris. Good job, Corey. And last but not least, look at that. We've got origin and insertion of bacillus. All right. Let's see how much it's going to take to zoom out here. Oops, I'm going backwards. Sorry. So where's the acid tab one? Let's go to insertion of bisection one. There's one. Is that zoomed up enough? Take a screenshot. Good. Ah, perfect. And there's the other. And that is the review for the midterm. So it is 9:49. I fit in one of those crash course videos, but your brains are probably mush right now, or your hands are too sore from writing. I think I'm going to let you guys out really much and take that time to reset your brain so you can really concentrate and study for the midterm. I wish you guys luck. I will probably be online. I usually try and help Denise out recording scores. Thanks so much and have a great week. Like I say, do well and take care. Thank you, everyone. Before 10, on 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, whenever it is on Saturday. Another thing. Oh, that's funny. Oh, the exam thing. Yeah, you do need to get it from the office. If you get it from the office, then basically we can see the results from it online. So that's why I check with the office. Absolutely. Thanks so much. You guys are good to go. Hi, Corey. Good night, Carlos. So if you guys can hear me, you're good to go, good to check out. I see a couple of people say they're online or offline. Uh, so they've already checked out. Good night, Carolyn. Take care, Alexis.